All is well. Hey guys, thank you so much. We have successfully got to 1,000K. That's what's up. That is what's up. Also on top of that too, if you're new to this channel, subscribe. Definitely. If you're here to watch football, pretty much talk about it, I'm down for the cause. And last but not least, my third point. A lot of you guys watched the Bears video. Apparently, I do not know how I'm drafting, so I need to redraft the Bears video. I will look into that, but I got to finish all the teams first. Check out all the other teams too as well. If I did your team, comment, be like, hey, yo, thumbs up, or nah, bro, I'm not feeling this. And you can just tell me why. But anyways, let's dive in. Today we got Arizona at number 4. Arizona on the clock. I'm going to tell you right now, it looks like in all most of my mocks that I have, Commanders are going to go quarterback, Bears are going to go quarterback, and of course, Patriots are going to go quarterback, which leaves you guys with the greatest player to me, the best player in the draft, Marvin Harrison Jr., and no hesitation, no brainer, no highlights, none of that. Straight from Marvin Harrison Jr., number 4. Really, the meat and potatoes really is for me at 27. If he falls to you guys, Jazon Newton, run stopper, that's what you want right there. That's what I'm really looking forward to, is him. I like me some Jazon Newton a lot because he really can stop the run. He's big, low sense of gravity. He just fits everything, every description that you want as a true defensive tackle, nose guard, however you want to run it. So he's just a perfect piece for that. Adding fuel to the fire on top of that, on the edge, which I feel like you got to replace too on top of that. Since Chandler Jones has been gone, it's really just been non-existent for the entire Arizona defense. Buda Beck, all those guys, to be honest with you. That's where you got Chris Braswell. He's not going to fill all those holes, but it's a start, right? So Chris Braswell, Jazon Newton coming in right away. These two players pretty much can get you going in any direction in a positive light, in a positive way. On defense, young talent, bring them in. I know they got a hard division with the Niners, the Rams, and of course, the up-and-coming Seahawks, whatever they're doing over there. But, yeah, man, just understanding that these two guys right here coming in right away, oh, man, that's going to be a good fit. You're getting two players that can start potentially on the team right, like I'm talking about right as they go right away. So there's nothing bad about that. Then on top of that, at pick 66, Adrian Cooper. Cool. Yes, sir. Probably the best linebacker in this class to me. He fits it very well all around. He can also help seal the edge too as well, put his hand in the dirt. I'm a big fan of him. Obviously, I'm an A&M guy, so I watched a lot of his tape. Really good, pretty much just rushing the passer. He's good at that, man. He's really good at that. So, run defense could be prevented a little bit. He kind of takes too much of, he just gets upfield too quickly and they just get right behind him. So the best thing about him is pretty much have him on the outside. I wouldn't have him play middle, no true Mike, just kind of an outside linebacker all the way to the end. I'll have him on the edge every once in a while, something like that. Kind of just a threat to your quarterback, to the opposing team's quarterbacks. That's where he fits at. That's what I like about him a lot, is that Cooper just really knows how to get after it, man. Really knows how to get after it. All right, now at 71 for the Cardinals, I know that I'm going defensively heavy, and that's where I think your problem is, to me, honestly, is your defense. But at 71, I really like Chris Abrams out of Missouri. I think that he is a really underrated corner, kind of like Cam Hart is and Max Milton, these two guys. Kalen King kind of just had a horrible Senior Bowl. So pretty much now I see a lot more corners, like I'm looking at a lot of them, and I watch them. And really, this guy on tape, he was going against Malik Neighbors and holding his own. So Malik Neighbors and Brian Thomas Jr. Out of LSU in that game. So he was holding his own. He wasn't really getting washed like that. So that right there says a lot that you're going against two potential NFL talent players. And then on top of that, he also had a good time against Law McConkey as well for the Georgia Bulldogs. So, and he actually lost the battle more so against Xavier Leggett. But just saying, he's going against a pretty bunch of big-name receivers, guys, that's going to be in this draft. He's going to get taken off the board pretty quickly. And I'm watching him play, and he's going to be a good steal. Nobody's going to want him. Nobody's going to want him this early, which I think is a little bit early to take him. He probably might slip into the 4th or 5th round. But that's why, it is what it is on that one. But I really do like him here. He's a good fit for the Cardinals. Next up on top of that, all right, James Conner's aging. You pretty much got to go ahead and get him right. You got to get Trey Benson in there out of Florida State. Probably the second best running back, in my opinion. Number 1 is Braylon Allen. But because of the injury, obviously, Trey Benson, Blake Corum, all those guys are going to be ahead of him because, Allen's younger. But Trey Benson also nice size, 6'1", physical runner, can really get the ball downfield, can break away, goal line, third down back. It's an every down back, you know what I mean? Just a great way to help Kyler Murray out in that offense where he doesn't have to just continue to keep running around the whole damn field like it's a circus. He can actually just hand the ball off to, Trey Benson. And he could just make it happen. He's one of those guys. He's good, makes guys miss, understands that. And, him and James Conner could split it. So I do believe the NFL is going into a running back by committee type style. However, you also need running backs who can catch out the backfield too. So that's where Trey Benson definitely is highlighted at the most. And I really like that a lot. Like I said, high volume back in college. It could be a high volume back in the NFL, or you can cut it in half and save his career a little bit because, running backs do get banged up a lot. But I like the fact that the Cardinals can go out here and get depth at that position and kind of, capitalize to help Kyler Murray stay and just hand the ball off. Just hand the ball off. Next up is Christian Hayes out of UConn. Probably one of the most, I'm not going to say slept on offensive linemen in this draft. Probably the most non-creditable lineman in the offensive draft until the Senior Bowl. And I think he's going to blow up even more when you go to the combine and with his size, weight, and hands and arms. I think he's going to blow up more and probably get pushed into the 4th round. But as of right now, Christian Hayes really is a good run blocker, good pass protection, knows how to read the defense. He's just a really good guard. Really good guard, and he can play center. So, I just think that he just fits very well in this scheme to help out the offensive line for the Cardinals. Once again, I'm going to say this straight up. I do not care if you draft 3 to 4 defensive linemen or offensive lineman players in a draft. You can never have enough of those guys because you win every game in the trenches. Control the line of scrimmage. So with that being said, Christian Hayes coming in right away doing his thing. Number at pick 136. I don't have any highlights on this guy. Matt Gloncaves out of Pittsburgh. Actually, no, I do. I do have some. I have him against, I forgot who they're playing, but I have a couple of highlights. He's number 76, though, on the offensive line when you're looking for him. I got a couple of zoom-ins for him. He actually is not a bad tackle himself. Had a pretty rough start at the beginning of the year. Had a very rough start at the beginning of the year. But as the season went along, it's more so of his size and his weight is what I like. Kind of like Daniel Falele, Matthew Slater, Penei Sewell type built. So, he's a project player. I get him off the board just for the simple fact that he's a tree on the outside, but you just got to make sure that he gets his branches right. Blocking, pass protection. But the way Kyler Murray is always running around, I think that his awareness skills, which he has really good awareness skills as an offensive tackle, especially at Pittsburgh on the right side, he really can make a difference for you. So that's something that I do see and I actually love to look at when I see offensive linemen that have good awareness skills and they know how to pretty much, combine to their quarterback style of play. So that's something that I'm really a big fan of. So that's why I do like Matt right there at 136. All right. Next up is pretty much all fun players for the Cardinals. And I'm just going to enjoy this. I'm going to enjoy this a lot. All right. So Anaya Smith out of Texas A&M. Receiver, punt returner, explosive, yards after catch, you name it. This guy can do it all. The only problem is that he's like 5'10", 5'9". He's super short. And he's a bit injury prone. Outside of those two factors, he can really do some damage in the NFL. Kind of reminds me of a Steve Smith mixed with a Tank Dell. You know what I mean? That's kind of what I see from him. Got a lot of heart, a lot of bark. He ain't backing down. Will get in your face. Tell you all about your mama and some. This guy can play, man. And it's funny because I was looking at his tape, and he wasn't even the best receiver for A&M. That's the crazy part about it. But he didn't get a lot of playing time due to his injury that he had last year. And this kind of just really projected him more. And then, of course, obviously, Senior Bowl, the one-on-ones, things of that nature. He could be pretty much a return guy, kind of like a Jaden Reed at the Packers. Kind of just finds his way until he gets pretty much on that roster and he starts becoming a legit receiver, getting his way back. And I think Kyler Murray's going to love that, especially having Marvin Harrison Jr., adding him there. Marquise Brown, you can go by now. It doesn't matter. Like, they really got some good depth right there with Anaya Smith right there at 160. Backdooring it again, getting him a tight end as well. Obviously, you know, they got that boy Trey McBride, so he's nice already. Add him to another side of Dylan Holker out of Colorado. Just the one-hand man. If you watch the Colorado game, Colorado versus Colorado State game, you got a good glimpse of this tight end acting a fool. And everybody's going to be like, Deion don't have defense. Deion don't have defense. I get that he don't have defense. But I can tell you this right now. Torrin Horton Jr. was locked up, and they went to this guy, Dylan, instead. So just that alone right there, knowing that they're going to be pressing you like crazy, come on, dog. He handled that thing like a boss. And then on top of the Air Force game, then, of course, all right, yeah, of course, you know, he had those big games against Utah and stuff like that where he kind of goes missing at times. But for the most part, it's just more of talent versus, you know, just the guys up front versus the guys on the outside. But I like him here because he can also block too, but he can also really catch really, really good as displayed. All right, next up is safety. Demarion Richardson out of Texas A&M. I'm grabbing a lot of my A&M players for this team, by the way. A lot of A&M players. Just realized that. I just realized that. Strong safety. He's slow, but he can hit. Slow, but he can study the offense. He knows the play recognition. He's really good at that. Bit timid with his hits. I know I just said he hits hard, but he's a bit timid with his hits. I think he tries to go in for the kill, and in the process of that, he might miss a lot of tackles. Now you're saying, where's his upside at? All right. When I say player recognition, he understands how to irritate the quarterback from a distance. It's a mind game. And if you want to watch this, it's really big in the South Carolina game, Auburn game, and then, of course, actually in the Alabama game against Jalen Milroe, who, you know, obviously is not the ideal type quarterback, especially how these past few years have come out with the Bryce Youngs, the C.J. Strouds, and the Penix and the Bo Nixes and stuff like that, how these quarterback classes have been coming out. Doesn't seem like it's a lot much against that kind of quarterback. But when you think about it, Spencer Rattler had a hard time going against him. Anthony Richardson last year had a hard time going against him. So these are guys that are going to probably play in the NFL. Some as backups, some as starters. Depends on how it goes. But this guy knows how to really mess with your head and just get inside your brain while the play is being developed. Next up is Charlie Turner III. I don't have any tape on him. I like Turner for so many reasons. Just depth at the offensive line. 100%. Then after that, I got Frank Gore Jr., built like his damn daddy. Just probably built the last. Pairing him up with Trey Benson, and on top of that with James Conner. That's just, oh man, it's just a depth pick for me at that pick at 240. I just really want to see Kyler Murray not run the ball as much. I want to see more of the running backs actually get involved in this type of scheme for the Cardinals. And with that being said, that wraps up all the picks. Yes, the Cardinals have a lot of picks. I ain't doing no trade with them. There's no need to trade with them. I wouldn't even trade if I'm Arizona. I have so many picks. Use them all. So that's my no trade video for my trade video for them too as well with this one. The Arizona's probably gonna be the only team I just do one video for. But with that being said, guys, hey, if you like it, comment, of course, and subscribe. If you didn't like it, comment and tell me what you think and who you should pick. Not just say it sucks. Who you should pick in the position that they're in. With that being said, y'all have a good one. Take care. Bless.